guys, it's Beth on Thursday, and I'm sorry I'm late for our little chat this morning. So one of the things I've noticed is that my children are talking to me more, and I'm trying not to like say, "Hey, I gotta get going," because um, they're 18, and and I don't know how much longer they're gonna really want to chat. So it's kind of a nice consequence of this crazy pandemic quarantine that we're in. So I wonder about you guys. Are you having your kids? Are they talking to you more? Like when they're little, you want them to stop, but when they're older, they just don't do that. They go to their rooms and watch Netflix on their phone. So she was chatting this morning, so I'm running a little bit behind. We're going to talk this morning about 5 myths about using a travel agent, or 5 myths of travel agents, kind of thing. So let's get into it. If you have any questions about, or anything, any comments really, about myths that people, or things that people that you've encountered might not realize about using a travel agent, using Travel with Beth, then, like throw them in the comments, because I think that, the best thing is for us has always been word of mouth referral. And I think that a lot of people have to say, no, it's not like that. This is how they operate. So I wanted to just kind of mention this. It's definitely a plug for the industry. We would love it if you come to Travel by Beth, but we definitely want to see you use a travel professional when you travel. But really use me, because I love you. Anyway, the first one we came up with was it costs money to use a travel agent. Like, isn't that more expensive? I actually met a couple. They were vacationing, they were honeymooning in Croatia when it was a group of travel agents they were stuck with, which is so funny because they didn't use a travel agent. And so we didn't bother them about it. But they said, oh, we just, we had a very expensive wedding and we didn't want to use a travel agent because we know it costs more. And that's false. Myth busted right here. Travel by Beth is free. We do not charge any agency fees for our service. There's one caveat to that, and that would be Disney planning. If you want a Disney best friend that will do everything for you, hold your hand, and all that good stuff, like take all your text messages and calls about dining, make recommendations. Our good agent, Tiffany Jackson, love you, girl. She does that. She is that service for our agency, because some people don't want to be bothered with it. They just want the perfect Disney experience without the hassle of having to plan all the minutia, right? So she does that. It's like $50 a head. It's worth every single penny. You can research stuff on your own based on her suggestions, but she is like, when I hear that like song, "You Got a Friend in Me," that's really Tiffany, because she will walk you through the whole Disney experience. But no fees for our services. Let's see who's talking. Hey Lisa, my gosh, I haven't seen you in forever, girl. I hope you're doing well. Let's see, what am I hearing about group tours? So I guess if you're referring to group tours like the ones in Europe, a lot of those have been canceled through the summerish. Most are canceled now through June 30th. Our group tour, like See You in Paradise, we rescheduled. That was supposed to go in April. We're now going in November. I pushed it out just a little bit further to make sure that we were kind of past hurricane season, but still within like great rates. So some group tours aren't going. So, I'm glad you like the Disney Friend option too, Sarah, because it's totally key for people. It takes, like, you just don't know. And Tiffany knows. She goes like twice a year. She's a crazy Disney person. And we love her to pieces. And she does planning for Travel by Beth, but she also does this extra service too. It's something that's unique with Travel by Beth. Let's see. All right, so moving on. So, we're free. So that's a big myth, that it costs more to use a travel agent. And let's see, it's cheaper to book online. Well, not only is that not true, but it's also a risky prospect right now. So it is not cheaper necessarily to book online. So we do price match. We will take, if you find something less expensive online, for the same apples to apples vacation that we've recommended to you, we will absolutely go in and verify that pricing, make sure that it's the exact same thing, and then we will contact our supplier and say, hey, they have found it less expensive. Now, sometimes there's caveats to that. I've had people say, I found it on, oh gosh, what was one that went out of business, Amoma, which is a European supplier. Another one is like holiday vacations. Those are European, so they're using a variety of things, a variety of tricks. But do you really want to be calling like the UK whenever something goes wrong on a vacation? No. And using Expedia or Book It has gone out of business, and I know you guys have heard that, but it's a risky prospect because you will call and you will not get the same person twice. So they don't sell cancel for any reason travel protection insurance most of the time. They'll sell cancel for covered reasons, which FYI, an epidemic like this is not a covered reason. So booking online, while you can do it at 2 a.m., in your pajamas in your room, it's definitely not less expensive when you've got somebody, take a screenshot of that, send it at 2 a.m. and send it to me the next day, and we'll do our very best to find price parity for you. So, will she come with us to Disney? Yeah, I know. She probably would. That's no joke.
For the right price.
For the right price. She loves Disney that much. It saves me time to book myself. So I have lots of people who like to look and research themselves, and that's totally fine. I love an informed traveler. But here's the thing. So we will do this soup to nuts for you. We will hold your hand through this. But if you really like the process of looking, look. Come to us with your ideas. We'll come alongside you and do as much or as little as you want us to do, but let us book it because we know the properties. We know we've got the connections there. And if you picked the wrong thing, we're going to definitely talk to you about it, because I've had people come to me and they haven't known that, the funniest one was a gal. Make sure all the children are out of the room at this point, please. But they were booking at a kind of a loosey-goosey, if you know what I mean, kind of property. Adult concept, meaning that it was romantic with everybody. And they just didn't realize that what they were getting into. So as soon as I explained that was a lifestyle choice resort, they were like, holy smokes. If you want to book that, that's great. I will be happy to book that for you. But this particular couple didn't know. So had they not, they would have been in for the surprise of their lives. So we'll talk to you about things like that. But we can give you a flavor. Honestly, we've been on so many familiarization tours where we go and visit all these resorts. We'll have a good idea of, if it's a good fit for you or not. And that's really the key. If you're going to spend this much money, make sure it's a good fit. And pictures and reviews are great, but they don't always tell the whole story. Even if your best friend has been there, or your next door neighbor says, well, you got to go to yada yada because it's the best resort. We loved it. That doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be the best for you. So, we try to, use active listening and really kind of get to the heart of everything and discuss, what your expectations are, what you're really looking for, what you envision, and then pick the right resort for you, because it's a big investment. Any questions on that? No? Okay. Let's see. So, it's definitely not cheaper to book online. It might be the same price, but it can be a big headache. Talk about all the people who got stuck on hold trying to rearrange their vacations during this pandemic. We do all that for you. 3, it saves me time to book myself. Oh, did I just do that one? No. Okay. So it saves me time to book myself. No, it doesn't, because I will do all the work for you. I did allude to that. Maybe I did. Um, so, uh, the thing is with that is we cut through all of the looking, the researching because we know. And when something happens, I'll pick one of my lovely clients. They're down in the St. Louis area. She called me. She's like, "Our flight's been canceled. I just tried to check in." I'm like, "Oh, didn't get an alert on that." So I'm like, "Just go back to the beach, go get a margarita. I'll fix it for you." And I had her booked on a different flight. Is where that would have really interrupted her trip to just in general in Mexico. She didn't have to worry about it. I handled it, and we got it all fixed, and it was not a big deal. And subsequently, I earned a client like for life, and she's from down in the St. Louis area, so she still has me plan her vacations and some of her friends' vacations too. So we love that. Let's see. Travel agents steer you to products that are best for them. No, some might, but I don't. And here's why. So we are, you might not know this, the way that travel agents get compensated is mostly by hoteliers. So we earn a commission. We don't take any money from you, obviously. So there's still this kind of industry courtesy between the travel supplier and travel agents. The thought is that we're going to get you to the right resort, and then they're going to compensate us because you'll go home and say, "This was a great resort." You might write a TripAdvisor review. You might tell others. So it's a win for them if we get you to the right resort that you're in love with. So they compensate us a small commission. We operate on very narrow margins, but that is something that they don't pass along to the consumer. So sometimes hotel chains are really moving to want you to book direct, but still, the agent provides that added measure of security, safety. What's that? Service. Yeah, duh. I mean, that's really what it's all about: servicing your reservation, making sure that all the components are there. Where I just lost my train of thought. Let me look at my little thing here. So commissions are kind of across the board. So we get compensated by all of these hotels. There are some, yes, that give you additional things that might invite you to a FAM or whatever. But see, I think when you are in a small town, you're not going to get very far if you are working in a service industry and you're doing it to benefit just you. Because the goal is to really get you to the place that you love at the right price. We work very hard I always say we work really hard to make less money because we work really hard to get you the best value for your money. And subsequently, you'll go and hopefully tell your friends like, yeah, she got us a great price. Actually, one of my agents, Stephanie, in Gibson City, she was a client first, and she said she always tried to find a way to underprice me, and she never could. So yay! But so that's the thing. It's like getting you to the right place is of utmost importance. That's how we continue to do what we do. Hey, Danny, how are you? All right, we got all kinds of fun people on. Yay! Let's see. Using an agent means doing everything old school. Well, we're clearly not doing things that are old school right now, are we? So with our Facebook Live, you should see I've got this whole light thing going on. John's on the computer taking questions and all that good stuff. Hey, Barbara. So yeah, we'll do it as old school as you're comfortable with. So I have clients that say, I really like the fact that you have everything bound, or your documents are bound, and I get a face-to-face meeting with you, and just all of that good stuff. So we're old school that way, for sure, if you want us to be. However, we work with people across the nation, and we do so remotely. We Zoom. Everybody has to Zoom now, right? We FaceTime. We text. We do old school phone conversations, obviously. We do email. We can deliver your documents electronically because we have an app that will we'll send you an email. You can download the app on your phone, and it will have your itinerary on this app that can be used on or offline. And we download your documents right into that app. So you'll have your documents right there, travel tips loaded right into the app for you. So, we're trying to make sure that we are both worlds, really. The other thing that we have started doing as a result of this kind of pandemic thing that we're going through, because I likely won't be able to meet with some of my very first travelers who are going the first part of June, hoping everything stays the same that way. But we've got videos of just me talking through documents and travel tips, like, so that they can watch that video at a time that's convenient for them. If they want to schedule an appointment, obviously for that afterwards, or a Zoom or whatever, we do that as well. So we really are trying to be as proactive with technology as we can, and make it convenient. I mean, super convenient for you. So that's really kind of our 5 myths about travel agents. I'll throw in another one that I hear all the time, like, it must be so amazing to travel all the time. Like, I want to do your job, and I love my job. Do not get me wrong. It definitely, it's my favorite job. I will do it forever. Nothing will deter me. But it is interesting that we get that a lot. And while it's true we do get to travel a lot, we do so at a pretty decent expense. I mean, beyond marketing and that line item in our P&L, travel's right up there with lots of expense. And we do it for you guys because we want to, and education is super important to us. So we really want to make sure that we're offering, what we're representing, what we offer to you is accurate. So if a product has gone downhill, maybe it's been, or even changed hands or whatever, and somebody's telling you that they want you to go to Aventura Spa Palace, which is now the Hard Rock, like, we can tell you what the vibe is there now, and we look at things like, oh gosh, down to lamp shades, dust ruffles, furniture, balcony comfort, is it comfortable to sit on the balcony to have your morning? Different set of eyes when you're a travel agent, but we walk through lots and lots of properties. So it sounds great, but when you rarely, when you go on a fam trip, are you able to sit and truly enjoy the property. Wouldn't you say that's true, John?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes we get.
Well, you enjoy the property, but as far as actually relaxing, because you're working.
You're working. I think that's all I've got for now, right? I'm wrapping it up. All right, you guys. It was good to see you virtually. I cannot wait to plan your vacation. I'll talk to you later.